What's that?
27-year-old Casey Melville is experiencing the joy of motherhood for the first time.
If there were 8 more hours in a day, I'd get a lot more done, but...
Casey is a recovering heroin addict. She tried heroin for the first time at age 14. After hitting bottom at age 19, she managed to get clean and has stayed drug-free for 8 years.
I could get high today. You know, do I think that I'm going to get high today? No. You know, if I do what I did yesterday, do I got a good chance at staying clean today? Yeah. But, you know, putting myself in the position, I mean, you never know when that obsession and compulsion is going to creep back up.
Casey grew up in a rural farming community north of Baltimore. Her father was never there for her. Her relationship with her mother, an alcoholic, has always been strained. She was raised by her grandparents.
I don't want to say my family situation wasn't good because I had a very good upbringing with my grandparents. You know, they instilled morals and values into me. They provided for me. I never went without.
Years of heroin use caused problems in school and later at work. Casey found herself making the 45-minute drive to Baltimore to buy heroin almost daily. When her heroin use grew beyond her financial means, she traded sex for heroin.
And I got to the point where that's what I had to do because I couldn't find enough money, I couldn't steal enough money, I couldn't make enough money.
How much in dollar amounts were you using on a daily basis?
Today, Casey has a nursing degree and works in the addiction services field.
What kind of pills?
She remembers one New Year's Eve that changed her life. Her mother had asked Casey to drive her to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
The pressure at work got so intense that I turned to alcohol just to cope.
AA is a 12-step program where alcoholics gather to tell their stories anonymously.
How many beers have you had already?
I had
The first of the steps is to admit your lack of control over your addiction and to recognize a higher power that gives strength. Addicts work with a sponsor who gets them through the hard times. The program is now used by narcotics addicts and people suffering from other kinds of addictions.
Attending AA meetings, I found a solution and hope.
You know, something just clicked within that meeting. And I sat and thought about it for, the rest of the time that we were there. And when the meeting was over, I just knew. I knew that I needed help.
Casey told her mother she was using heroin. Her mother told family friend and addiction counselor Kathy Baker, and Kathy confronted Casey.
We went into a bathroom. I confronted her, told her to, hand over what she had, and she handed me a couple of things, and we dumped them down the toilet, and I knew that wasn't it, so I, got a little heavier with the confrontation, and she finally gave me everything she had, and at that point, it was, you need to go to treatment. This is it.
2 days later, Casey was in a 30-day residential program. She has been drug and alcohol-free ever since. Kathy Baker.
Statistically speaking, most people with first-time inpatient treatment don't stay clean and sober. What it was about her that she was allowed, by the God's grace to be able to get this early, I don't know.
Pick up cans to...
Casey says she has had rough spots along the way, including a recent divorce. Through it all, she has stuck to the program.
Recovery has given me everything I have today. Everything I have in my life, not just material things, because material things aren't nearly as important to me as everything else. The inner peace and spirituality and just sense of calmness.
Now you gotta sit.
Jeff Swicord, VOA News, Union Bridge, Maryland.